Good day, ladies and gents. Well, it's a rainy day here in the old colony, so today it's story time. And this is the story of my favorite watch and a watch that I've had coming on 8 years now. We're talking today about a watch that was released at Baselworld in 2012, replacing the Rolex 14060M. This is the Rolex Submariner 11460, or as some people like to call it, the no date sub. This one has a 3130 movement in. It has the parachrome blue hairspring. It beats at 28,800 beats per hour. It's automatic hand winding hacking, which means stop seconds. It's water resistant to 300 meters. It has a trip lock crown. It has a 904 L steel case with a solid Lynx band ratcheting clasp. It's a fantastic clasp, it really is. It allows you to give micro measurements on the fly. You can slide this little doohickey up and down, clamp it, and you can increase or decrease the size of the bracelet just like that. You can't do it on the fly as you're wearing, but it's fairly easy to get the watch off, luckily enough, so you can take the watch off, resize it, and then put it back on your wrist. It has, as we say, solid end links, and it also has, which is interesting to note, it has this half link right here, which is present only on the steel model. It's present on the steel. I'm guessing it's on the Hulk green sub. I'm guessing that it is on the sub LN, and I guess that it is here on the no date sub. Well, I don't have to guess that. I know that because I have it, and here it is. You can move that either from this side to this side, or this side back to that side, or whichever side you like it on, and it will help you to get a slightly better fit. It's something that I lament not having on other watches that I do own, and I really wish that they would put it on all the subs. I don't understand why it only goes to the steel alone models and not the precious metals or the two-tone models. Now, this watch here I bought back in 2012. I remember it came out at Baselworld, and I went soon after on a vacation to Canada. While I was in Canada, I believe it was May or so, there were pictures beginning to surface from such places as the Rolex Passion Report, and I thought, my God, I really need to have one of those. Now, as it was back in those days, it was not difficult to get a sub, especially one without the date. So right then and there, as I was looking at those photos in Ottawa, I thought, I'm going to start saving money right now, and I'm going to buy one of those when it comes out in stores. Well, fast forward to August, and I was celebrating 1 year of incorporation of my company, and I was also celebrating birthday for my firstborn daughter. She is a year old. It had been a really good year. I had the money saved up. I was walking by an authorized dealer window, and this was sitting in the window staring me in the face. So I walked inside and asked him to save it for a half hour, went and got my funds together, came back, asked for a discount. I was offered the standard 5% discount, which we get over here, and I took it. So you can see things were a lot different back then, because right now you are not going to be able to find one at an authorized dealer, especially not just sitting there. You're not going to be able to get a discount on one, even if you do manage to get on a wait list and get one after a wait, a lengthy wait, and you'll have to pay we don't like saying that, a gray market dealer. You're gonna have to pay a gray market dealer, or just a regular old watch dealer, as we like to call them, and you might pay upwards of $9,000, where I think when I purchased this one, it was approximately $7,000. But we don't have to really surmise at that. We can, in fact, here we'll put that in such a way that it's not flashing shininess all the way up here at us as we look, because I've got the box right here. There's the box, as I left it many years ago. Oh, it's not very nice that shredded paper, is it? Let's get rid of that. All right. So we have our outer box, we have our inner box. And in the inner box, inside the inner box, we can see that we have a sort of a polishing fiber cloth of sorts. And we have some spare linkages. We have 4 spare links in there, some hang tags, which came on the watch. This also came on. And we can see that we have in here our little package of cards and such. We can see that this one is sold in the 888 zone. The 888 zone is Hong Kong. And I believe also probably Macau, maybe mainland China. I don't know. Anyways, it's Hong Kong, because 8 to the Chinese is a very lucky number. So buying a watch and having these numbers on the card should therefore make your life better. And I know my life has been just absolutely fantastic ever since I got the watch, to be quite honest with you. And we have the booklets that it came with, giving us the service center. We have the chronometer, and inside we can see how much did I pay for this. I paid 55,100 Hong Kong dollars. It was listed at 58,000, and I paid 55,100. For any of you who'd like to do the maths on that, that will wind up being 5% off that original price there. And we can see that I bought it on the 13th of the 8th month, which is in fact, the 8th month is August. May, June, July, August. Yes, it is. All right. Now, this watch was never bought to be a safe queen, so it went with me all over the place. It wasn't bought to be an investment either. It was just bought to be a wristwatch that I wear, that I wore all over the place, and wear it all over the place I did. It has been to, well, where I live. It's been to Hong Kong. It's also been into various parts of mainland China. It's been to Macau. It has been to the island of Hainan in the South China Sea on a sort of a diving trip expedition. In Macau, it visited some casinos and all sorts of dance shows and all kinds of nice stuff like that. It also has been to Paris twice. It has been to the City of Love 2 times. It has been to the Philippines on various adventures. It went to the Philippines where it was worn firing some pistols and rifles and carbines and such. It has been to Canada a couple of times. It has been to Shanghai. In Canada, I believe, yes, Canada, it also, I believe it went swimming in a lake, if I remember correctly. It also was shooting pellet guns and shotguns and I think a World War I rifle and all sorts of stuff like that. It's been to Shanghai fairly recently, where I visited some Rolex authorized dealers that had no watches in whatsoever. They had one watch in a case that was not for sale, and other than that, they just had catalogs sitting on a rack that you could take yourself. They wouldn't even bother coming over to hand you the catalog because they had nothing to offer you. It's been to Seoul, Korea, and it has also been over to Singapore. Yes, so yes, it is safe to wear your watch in all of those places. I did wear it there. I felt safe. Most people don't notice you're wearing a watch at all, really. And let's see. So it's fairly scratched up. You know, it's kind of beat up. It's kind of scratched up. We can see it's got scritches and scratches and bumps and bangs and dings. It's got various scratches and dings and stuff like that here and there and everywhere. Actually, it looks pretty darn good under the camera. It looks a little bit more, a little rougher when you see it in person there. It's got, you know, rather a lot of sort of scuffs and guffs and bangs. It's got several scratches on the glass, which you can't really see right now. But you'll have to believe me, they're there. I know one of them, it was from some lady's ring as she was getting off the lift, bopped into my watch and left a scratch there. Another one probably from one of my wife's rings. And there are various other types of scratches all over the place. Yeah, let's see, we can see, yeah, there's some scratches on the lugs and all that. All in all, though, the watch looks as you'd hope it would look after almost 8 years and having been worn all over the place. And being my most worn watch, I would say that I've worn the most percentage of days since. So here's where we get to the part of the video where this is part 1 of 2, because this watch is now due for a service. I'd say that that's about good. It has been the most worn watch in the collection, and as such, it's been through the most varied conditions. It's been through, burning heat. It's been through just amazing, ridiculous cold and snow. It's been, like I say, it's been in salt water. It's been covered in gunpowder. It's had all kinds of stuff happen to it, right? So let's bring it in for a service and let's see. We'll do a before and after. I'll take some photos too, I think, because the videos like this, they don't tend to really show the, anybody who owns any of these watches will tell you that when you buy the watch, this little bit right here is very, very sharp. Like it will almost cut your fingers. And this one right now, it feels relatively dull. So I would say that it's about due for some care. It's about due for some care. So we'll bring her in and we'll see what the fine folks at Rolex can do for us. Will they bring it back to just like new? Will they restore it to just as it was the day that I purchased it, on that day, in its all its glory? Will it come back with a big scratch on the dial? Will it have a big fuzz under? I don't know. Watch and find out. We'll get back to you as soon as possible on that. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good day. Bye.